keep it on. Doesn't matter. It's totally up to
Doesn't.
you. Basically, as you can see, the questions like pop up in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not very quick at catching all of the questions. So if you can keep an eye on them at the same time as I do,
Okay.
and then just answer whatever you can catch, whatever you want to answer. And then I have some questions for you too.
Okay.
Cool. I guess we can get started. It's like 8:59, right? We're good to go.
Sure.
All right, let's see this. Okay. Well, Lexy, do you want to start with just introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, all that good stuff.
Sure. So I am Lexy Ramler. I have been doing gymnastics for 19 years, which is absolutely crazy. This is my last year doing gymnastics, which breaks my heart, but I love this sport. I am at the University of Minnesota right now, so I've been there for all my years of gymnastics. I've done gymnastics in Minnesota. I'm completely a Minnesota homegirl.
Love it.
And yeah, I'm studying human resources and industrial relations. So kind of big words, but just how to manage people, pretty much.
That was going to be one of my questions anyway. So I guess we can start there. So
Yeah.
What does life look like after gymnastics for you? Like, what do you want to do? What's your dream job?
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff.
Currently, right now, I will be doing an internship with Polaris over the summer. Nice. So I'm super excited about that. And
That's amazing.
Then I have one more year of my master program after this year. So it's a 2-year program.
Okay.
And then after that, then just finding some job in HR. But I'm going to have to find a way to stay in gymnastics because I just love the sport so much.
Don't we all? It's like you're glued to it for life. It doesn't ever leave you. In a good way. In a good way.
Be coaching, or if that's going to be choreography with like routines or camps.
Yeah. Do you like choreography? Like, have you choreographed a lot of routines before in the past?
Yes, I typically do.
That's awesome. Cool.
Over the summer. So I have lots of fun with that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
In the routine, it's interacting with athletes. And that's
sure.
So it's a blast for sure.
You should travel and choreograph like all over. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, let's see, because questions are coming in. If you see anything that you want to answer, and then everybody out there, go ahead and ask your questions. I always forget about the question box too below. Okay, let's. Do you see anything, Lexy, right now? Let's see. Oh, are you going to design an OZONE Leo? You could talk about that.
Yeah, I would say you'll have to stay on, like, follow OZONE and see if I do or not. And I would definitely advise you to keep your eyes peeled.
Love that answer. Love that answer. Okay, let's see. Let me know if you catch anything. Okay. In the meantime, what's your favorite event, Lexy?
It's always
an easy, hard question, right?
Yeah. I love and bars. It's a toss up, but I would say bars right now.
Yeah. Do you like competing bars or do you like training bars?
I'd say both.
Both.
So I love training beam, not so much competing, but I love training.
It's so much pressure.
It is, yes, for sure.
Totally. What's your favorite skill on beam?
Beam, I love my front aerial.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
And then what about bars?
Bars, I'm gonna have to go with my Ramler.
I figured. That's amazing.
One more time.
Oh, are you getting so sad?
Yes, that was my last time. I mean, unless I play with it in practice. But I competed at the pad, which was so much fun. So
it's hard. Life after gymnastics is so hard. I mean, how do you really even prepare for that? You know what I mean? It's tough.
It is.
Okay, we already answered what's your favorite event. Someone just asked that. What is your favorite leotard color? I guess what's your favorite color? You can answer that, right?
I I love blue. Blue is probably one of my favorite colors, hands down. It's ever since I was itty bitty, I've always loved blue.
Yeah,
Um, so blue leotards.
love that. So good. This is a good question. What are you most excited about for nationals?
I am most excited to travel with my team for the second time. It's just such a fun environment to be with the team and travel with them and compete with them. So that's definitely what I'm looking forward to the most.
For sure. Totally. Um, has your career been injury free?
I would say throughout my entire time, everyone has their own injuries and kind of things that they're battling through. I'm still here today and still able to perform. So I would say overall, majority, yes, I have been injury free.
That's amazing. That is totally amazing because it's not usually like that, right?
Right. Yes, very.
um, oh, this is always my favorite, not my favorite question, but I always like to know what has been your biggest mental block for you? So, like your biggest challenge, whatever skill it might be, or tumbling backwards, or
I've had a few kind of crazy mental blocks that just seem like they come out of the blue, and I'm like, what? Like, what? I don't even
Isn't
understand.
that the worst?
It is. It really is. I had one where I couldn't like tumble backwards
Mhm.
for it just happened. Like I would just balk, and it was the scariest thing ever. And so it took me like 2 days. I couldn't tumble backwards, and I had to go way
Yeah.
back to basics and go through all of that. Eventually got through it, obviously, because I'm able to tumble backwards today. But it's
Yeah.
definitely a hard challenge. And then another one that I actually also kind of have is with my bar dismount. So I still battle with that kind of every day and every single time that I compete with it. Um,
Really?
yes.
Can
And
you
so
explain that more?
you just like mental blocks are just like kind of like a hard, you
Oh,
just
they're
like that
horrible.
urge to want to like stop kind of thing, or
Hmm.
have that urge to like that you just get lost in kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, so definitely like battle with that for sure. But I think the biggest thing that I take with, between for every single turn, every single time that I do that skill is just remembering that I'm in control. And that it's not somebody else controlling my body. Like I'm in control,
Totally.
really like visualizing, like seeing the skill, feeling the skill, has definitely been things to help me through
Yeah.
that. Every athlete and every gymnast for sure deals with it,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
having the right tools to get through it.
So every time that you go to do your dismount, do you have like a pit in your stomach? Or are you kind of,
I it's not really like a pit, right? Like it's just like I know I have to be really like engaged with my gymnastics and
mhm.
like really being like intentional.
Yeah,
Um, if you're not there, then crazy things can happen, and we don't want crazy things.
totally. Good answer. It's so funny because when a long time ago, when I was doing gymnastics, I was doing front handsprings and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden I couldn't front tumble. I was like,
yeah,
what happened? Like out of the blue,
no,
out of nowhere. I couldn't do a front handspring.
yeah.
I'm like so crazy.
Hmm.
Um, what is your favorite memory from college gymnastics?
That one's so hard. I would say I
You can
really,
think about it too.
yeah, I have a few. Can I have a few?
Yeah, totally.
I
You
would
can have 100.
yes, seriously. I've been here for 5 years, so they're definitely stacking up. I would say like the first 10 like in the PAV was like meant so much, as well as doing the Ramler at the PAV. Just
Mhm.
doing that in front of like your home crowd and just like having that like feeling that energy from everybody, like that was just something that
Mhm.
like you just still like remember it and you're like, it's just such a good memory. And then another one is just I don't even know. Like regionals is always like a meet that really like sticks out like every single year.
Of
Just
course, totally.
how much like it means, it's a qualifying meet.
Mhm.
And the team like really just like pulls together and you just feel that like you want it so bad and you're
Family,
such,
totally.
yes, for sure. So I'd say those moments.
It's amazing. You'll
Yeah,
miss them. You will
yeah,
miss them.
definitely.
But they're great memories.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see here. This says, how did you come up with your floor music?
My floor music was actually my head coach, like a year beforehand was like, oh, like next year I have this like this perfect music. And I was like,
Mhm.
all right, like yeah, sure, like whatever. We'll see when I listen to it. And
Yeah,
then I listened to it and I was like, wow, like I really like this. Like there's just so much like depth to the music.
for
And so many
sure.
that you can like play with. So that's how I got my music today.
Cool. That's awesome. All right, this is a good one. Okay. You might have to think about it for a second because we were kind of just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
This says, I'm battling a mental block on bars, connecting my giants to my dismount.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any advice? You can think
So
about it. That's hard.
yes, I would definitely say for some mental blocks again, going back to like visualizing. So if you think about like watching like a YouTube video or watching somebody else do gymnastics, try to like put your head on them, like your body, and try to like watch them do it. But it's like
Yeah,
you.
it makes total sense.
And so I would challenge that first. And then I would also challenge focusing on what you really need to do rather than like what you're scared of. Or like, oh, I feel like I'm just gonna like stop. Like rather than think about like pushing on the
Right.
bar and extending and having open shoulders on your release, really focusing on the technique rather than like your thoughts and feelings. Um, and then also just knowing that you're in control of your body and your thoughts
Really?
and having some keywords before you go, are kind of like affirmations of, I can do this,
Motivational.
I got this, I'm in
For
control.
sure. For
um,
sure.
Take a deep breath out and then
And
just
just do it.
yeah.
Lexi, you're going to be a good coach.
Thanks.
Great advice. All right, let's see. This question box, I forget about it. We answered that. We answered that. Do you see anything that we missed, Lexi?
Let me see. Oh, I see now.
You kind of answered that one, like life after gymnastics. This just says,
Yeah.
do you have any dreams outside of the gymnastics world? I guess you kind of answered that.
Any dreams? Oh, I don't really
So maybe
know.
anything aside from a career. Do you have any like big dreams or hopes? That's a hard question.
That is a
A
hard
good question,
question.
but really hard.
Honestly,
We
the
can
only
come back to it.
really like comes up is just like being able to spend so much like family time and like
Yeah.
with my dog and with my brother and
Oh, what
just
kind of dog do you have?
I have a border collie.
Oh, I'm dog obsessed.
Yes,
Totally.
he's a handsome boy.
Oh, so cute. Is he your dog or like family dog?
He's a okay, so it's kind of a long story.
Tell
But
us the
my
story. We're here for it.
so my brother has always loved border collies, hence why I love border collies.
Hmm.
And so he had two border collies. They basically like bred, and then Moose, my dog, came from those dogs or those two,
Oh,
his dog.
wow.
So I they like gave him to me. So he's not with me at when I'm at college, but
Of course.
next year we're gonna be inseparable.
Oh, so exciting.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's amazing. We just applied to adopt a second dog. So
Ooh, what kind of
we
dog?
are totally obsessed. Right now
Yes.
we have a Pomchi, Pomeranian Chihuahua.
Oh wow.
Yep. We rescued him from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And then we just applied for a long haired Chihuahua. So we'll
Oh
see. Yeah,
yeah.
little babies, like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So they just like to hang out inside. They're
Uh-huh.
easy. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question. If you see anything pop up, feel free to answer it. But before we get off, do you have any advice for any gymnasts out there, any gymnasts that, have dreams of becoming a college gymnast, an Olympian, anything, all that good stuff?
My advice, I would say, is just whenever you're struggling through anything, just remember why you started. And like knowing your why and like your purpose throughout the sport is something that's really going to pull you through.
Mhm.
It's pulled me through multiple times when you go through burnout and everything like that. But now I just look back and I'm like, oh, that little girl that started.
It
And
goes so fast.
it warms my heart. Oh my gosh. Like I just remember one time, like my mom tells me about it, how like I did a flyaway off the, in the pit bar, and I like came running to her that day, and I was like, I gotta fly.
Oh,
Like, oh, I believe I
oh my
suck. But
God.
that like cheer, like pure joy of
Mm,
just doing your sport.
of course.
Yeah, just means so much. So just remember that and hold on to that tight.
Well, that's amazing. That's great advice. And I lied. I have another question.
Okay.
Um, Only because I feel like there was a question out there like this and we
Mm-hmm.
missed it. Aside from gymnastics, what do you do for fun? Like, what is your favorite hobby? Obviously, you have very limited time, school,
Yeah.
studying, homework, I totally get it. But do you have something that you just love doing, like cooking or TV shows?
I will say I'm not the greatest cook. I have like 2 dishes that I always make, so that's not not a
That's
hobby.
okay.
I wish.
You'll
Um,
learn once you have more space in a kitchen. You don't need to worry about that.
yeah. Um, Things I do outside, I'd say like with my spare time is just to spend time with my family. I
Mhm.
think it's something that I really value and I really cherish. So that's where my spare time is
That's so
spent.
great. Well,
And my dog.
and your dog. You should
Yes.
open up like a shelter or something.
I know. I know. Like I was thinking
I
like a hotel or something like that would be so much fun.
That's fun. Like pamper them. They can get
Yeah.
their nails painted.
Yes.
Get in
Yep.
like a bubble bath. Oh yeah. I
Hmm.
love that. All right, I'm looking one more time just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And everyone on there, if you have any questions, last minute questions, send them quickly. Otherwise, I think we're good. Um, do you have anything else, Lexi, that you want to add, or
Hmm.
you totally don't have to? Up to you.
Yeah. I guess.
We're so thankful that you came on here at 9 o'clock at night. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm sure you're completely exhausted and need sleep. So I don't want to keep you any longer.
A long rainy day. My favorite color is blue.
Oh, you saw that too?
Yeah.
Oh, love
Oh,
that one.
yeah. That's so
Well,
nice.
Lexi, you're totally an inspiration to everybody out there. So you keep doing you and good luck to life after college too. You're going to be awesome. So
Thank you. Yeah,
you'll
we're
be great.
excited for nationals. We leave
Yeah,
it's,
amazing.
what is that? Oh, it is in a week. In a week.
Yeah. What do you
So,
do to prepare for that then? So like, do you have any, I guess that's a good question. Do
mhm.
you have anything that you do specifically like week of or every day that prepares you?
We're kind of tapering right now, I would say, with training. Um,
Mhm.
so it's just kind of off days, but also still training. A lot of just like mental prep, I think, is
Yeah.
definitely mental prep.
Well, too, like end of season, your body kind of needs a break too. So
Yeah, yes,
you
and
just
then
sort of like string along at that point.
yes.
So for
So yeah,
sure.
hope everybody tunes in and watches us. We're
Yes, absolutely.
so yeah, come watch the
Well,
golfers.
good luck. Take care of yourself, get some sleep, and thank you
Yeah,
again for joining us.
of
And we'll
course,
talk soon.
for inviting me. Of
Of
course.
course. Well, thank you, Lexi. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
See
Bye.
you later. Bye. I never know how to end this.